From the darkest corners of the creepy old house down the street to the screams in the night. Settle in, Parafamily, to join with Whitney and Brandon for another spooky episode of the Para-Unity Podcast.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Para-Unity Podcast. I'm Whitney, and this is my giggle host, Brandon. How's it going, bud?
Good. I don't know why you doing that just completely got me so
Because it's just awesome. And you know I'm always going to have a mild musical number in the podcast somewhere. You know that.
very true.
Anyway.
Well, Whitney, we have arrived at our 6th season.
I cannot believe it. Congrats. We are so glad to be back with all of our Para family because this has been a crazy year. We've been through a lot this summer and we have a lot coming up this season, right?
That's very true. We have so many amazing things coming up this season. I really don't want to share it because I want people to tune in.
Yeah.
Except we do need to make an announcement at the end of the show.
We do have an announcement. So hang tight at the end of the show, guys, if you can stand it. And I just can't wait to get started. Maybe we should just jump right into the season.
Okay, that's fine. Well, tonight on our first episode of the new season, we prepare for autumn to fully set in. Oh, the unholy heat is starting to break. You like that?
Ha. Yeah, right.
Well, it is here. I mean, we were having 70s for highs this week. I'm like in heaven.
Okay, we're like low 80s, maybe into the high 70s for this week. So yes, thank God for that.
It's not 120 like it was last week. So
in the shade.
Yeah, exactly. Pumpkin spice lattes are in the stores and the kids are back in school.
Woo!
So what better way to kick us off than to go and visit some haunted schools?
School's back forever. Sorry.
Were there any schools that you attended haunted, Whitney?
Not my elementary, junior high, or high school, but there was some talk around my college campus about ghosts, and some of the students did do ghost tours of the campus in October. But even more cool, one year, I want to say it was my sophomore year, we had Ed and Lorraine Warren actually came to my school and did one of their presentations. So we got to see footage of the White Lady of Union Cemetery in Connecticut. One of my best friends was actually crawling up my arm. She was that freaked out by what she was seeing. But It was pretty cool. I mean, Ed and Lorraine Warren in person. So that was really awesome. What about you, Brandon?
You went to their event when they came?
I went to their event.
Good job. Good job. I'm proud of you. So none of our schools, I went to private schools. None of ours were obviously confirmed nor denied of being haunted. Our elementary school, which has long since gone to the wayside, they always used to say that there was a ghost that lived in the boiler room. They also said that people had died in the school, and that's why the floors were painted red, so you couldn't see the bloodstains.
Ew.
But there's no
there's no evidence.
No evidence. The high school, you would hear weird things going on, but not really much anything. So,
well, funny you should mention actually the boiler room at your at your school, because that's actually apparently that's a popular area for ghosts to frequent when it comes to schools, because it's forbidden. Nobody is really allowed to go in there. So that actually came up in this one investigation I did do at an old school in Virginia that's referred to as the abandoned Central High School. It's located in Goochland County, Virginia. So, according to Virginia's Department of Historic Resources, recently edited marker text, because it has a historic marker, they recently edited it back in 2021. Central High School itself was opened in 1938, and it was built to replace the old Fauquier Training School, which burned down in 1937. Nobody knows how it happened, the burning of the old school. There was an art exhibit going on the day before it burned down. So the other thing too is that the Fauquier Training School was built using funds from Julius Rosenwald. So for people who don't know, Julius Rosenwald was a philanthropist who had all this money and funds that he went towards building schools for African American students. So there are Rosenwald schools all over the country. And when the new Central High School was built and opened in 1938, it served as the county's only African American high school until the county desegregated under the Federal Order of 1969, and then it became a junior high school. Really cool place. I've investigated there 3 times. Some of our former guests on the show have been there, like Ray Savino from RTL Paranormal and Flumery Productions, the guys from Forgotten Explorations. I think even Steve Dills has been there once or twice. But yeah, so it's a really cool location, and it's still being used as an academic, social, and cultural center. It is being administered by Goochland County as a part of the Parks and Recreation Department. So there's part of the building that is still very nice and with a gymnasium and with art classrooms and an auditorium. But if you go behind the auditorium, you get to the section that's completely abandoned and like decaying and frozen in time. So we investigate all over those areas. So during paranormal investigations, people can experience disembodied voices and footsteps. You can see shadow figures, and also ITC, or intertrance communication, does take place using the Estes method. We've even had a seance there. Somebody actually did a seance there. So it's really cool. Even cooler is on some of the paranormal investigations, some of the alumni who went to the school while it was still operational, they come on the investigations. It's a really neat bit. Yeah. Now, the most prominent ghost, getting back to the boiler room, is the spirit of a former janitor. And he is said to be continuing making his rounds through the facility, keeping watch over the living and the dead.
Nice.
It's a really cool place. If anyone's interested, keep your eyes open. I'll post some links in the show notes, and who knows, there might be another investigation going on there soon. You know how county government can be, though.
What was the name of the training school?
Okay, so it's kind of a weird spelling. Yes, I know where you're going with this. It is spelled FAUQUIER. It is pronounced Fauquier. Okay, it was named, and yes, I know why you're laughing. Get your mind back out of the sewer and put it back in the gutter where it belongs, because that's my natural habitat too. But yeah, that actually was named one of the royal governors of Virginia. That was actually his name.
You guys need to have some of the craziest names in Virginia.
Well, you have no room to talk.
On that note, hi Penny, hi Betsy. Thanks for joining us in the chat this evening.
Hi. Girls.
All of our listeners, if you know of any haunted places that are schools, universities, houses of academical learning, I don't even think that's a word, but that's okay.
Well, academical, no, but academic, definitely.
And yes, Kelly, your desk area looks amazing. You did a great job painting. Good job.
You did great, Kelly. Good to hear from you.
The first time I think she's ever been on the show.
Oh, you know what might be fun sometime? Totally off topic, but we should totally see about getting our spouses on the show at some point.
Oh my gosh.
How to deal with paranormal spouses.
She will probably kick me out for the night.
Anyway, what school have you got?
Next school, let's go up to Alaska.
Ooh, yeah.
Night Mute High School in Night Mute, Alaska. She said it's not happening.
Point taken, Kelly. My husband probably won't want to be on the show either.
All right. So for many years, high school, or for many, you see, she's got me all flustered. For many, high school was the greatest years of their lives. Lifelong friends were made here, and some even met their true loves.
Gag.
I know. Some played sports and went on to win championships and earn college scholarships. Others played in the band and went on to play in prestigious orchestras. But not everyone has the fondest memories of high school. So at Night Mute High School, one girl often appears lonely and sad. She keeps to herself mostly, but sometimes she comes out to play. Yes, Night Mute High School is haunted.
Oh, dear. So what's the deal with this girl?
All right, so this little girl spends much of her time in and around the school bathrooms.
Oh,
No, this is not Moaning Myrtle from Hogwarts Castle. This isn't Harry Potter here, folks. However,
sorry.
She does flush toilets and flicks the lights off and on, scaring or at least startling the occasional student. And now, to be fair, she does not just flick the lights in the bathroom. She does it in classrooms and hallways and stuff too.
Okay.
I mean,
she wanders.
We don't need the strobe light effect while we're going papa. So,
did you just say papa?
Yeah, why not? It's a new season. We can do it. It's okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So anyways, she wanders always alone, often humming to herself. Leave some basketballs out in the gym, and you will actually see her shooting hoops. So I haven't heard what her win-loss record is or what her free throw percentages are.
Really?
But she plays basketball. The people say you can see the ball dribbling and she takes shots. And all right, but unfortunately, no one really knows who this girl is. So though they did find her final resting place. So a grave was found underneath classroom 106 when they were doing renovations.
Interesting.
So at least they know why she's there.
That's very interesting. So they found human remains under the classroom while renovations were being done. They did stop the work and then they called archaeologists in, I take it.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I hope they did because that's what's ethical.
Well, they're still doing classes in that room, so.
Oh boy, no wonder she's still around. Oh, that's interesting.
I would hope she'd have her degree by now.
She might be waiting for that basketball scholarship. Somebody offer her a basketball scholarship and see if she rests in peace after that.
Or get her a new mop bucket.
Have you noticed how often ghosts go to the bathrooms?
Well, they have bad bladders.
No, I'm serious. It's like every haunted location I've ever been in, whether it's a school, definitely restaurants, and places, I keep hearing about ghosts going to the bathrooms.
Water.
That's a show in and of itself.
It's water. It's the flowing water. It's electricity in the walls.
It's also kind of usually it's quiet and bad. Chat, speculate on this because I really want to hear your thoughts on this. I really want, you know what? I want to make an episode about ghosts and bathrooms.
We can call it the spirit in the shitter.
Do you realize children listen to our show, Brandon?
Yeah, and they're probably smarter than I am.
Aww.
What's our next location there, Miss Whitney?
Well, if you want to get smarter, then maybe you need to go to college. So they say. So let's venture out of Alaska and back to the lower 48 of the United States and head to a very popular paranormal hotspot, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Already famously haunted because of the Civil War battle that just ravaged the landscape in the town, Gettysburg also boasts an institute of higher learning with a spirited curriculum. See what I did there?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
It.
All right. See, I have to ask Brandon how I'm doing because of it self-actualizes me, guys. Anyway.
I am here to validate you.
I feel so validated. Anyway, back to Gettysburg. Gettysburg College opened in 1832 as the sister campus to the Lutheran Theological Seminary. So it was open and in operation during the Battle of Gettysburg in 1863. So when the battle commenced, one of the large buildings on campus called Pennsylvania Hall was pressed into service as a hospital for those wounded and dying. And more than 200 years later, like the rest of Gettysburg itself, this building hasn't forgotten all the bloodshed and suffering that occurred within its walls. So this is a really cool story. I actually saw this on TV one time. So according to maintenance staff at Pennsylvania Hall, if you go in one of the elevators, you push a button like you would normally do, but for whatever reason, this elevator will go straight down to the basement, regardless of what button you push. And when the door opens, it opens into a scene of horror. All of the bloody past from the Civil War hospital. So passengers on that elevator will see people screaming. They'll hear moaning. They'll see doctors rushing back and forth. They'll see the blood and everything until the doors finally close. So, I mean, residual energy, it doesn't sound like there's anything, particularly with an interactive with this particular haunting. Wow. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat, for the lovely comments. Oh, boy.
Well, to be fair, though, I would be more surprised if Gettysburg College was not haunted.
I would be too. And not just because of this battle that we all know how much Gettysburg the whole battle scarred that area. We know how haunted that place is. I know we have people. I don't know how many people in the chat have been there, but I know tons of people go to Gettysburg. They experience things all the time, not just on the battlefields, but also in the town itself. So it makes perfect sense to me.
So now, are you able to investigate in the college? Do you know?
That I'm not aware of. I wasn't able to find any information about that. So if anybody knows, let us know. And I'll try and find a link with the most recent information about the college. If anyone's curious about, hey, who knows, going to a college with a little bit of history to it. Gettysburg's a cute town.
It is. It really is.
It's really cool. So that's and if you can't investigate it on the college campus, you can definitely go check out the battlefields. You can definitely check out many spots around the town too that are open to investigations and tours.
Cool.
All right. What have you got for now?
Next, let's go over the ocean. We're going to go over to Europe. I picked Heidelberg University in Heidelberg, Germany.
I have heard of this place. I'm very familiar with. My sister went to Heidelberg when she was in 8th grade. She was in German club, and the German advisor actually would take a group of students to go on this big 13-day trip to Europe, and they went to Heidelberg.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool.
I
What's going on?
would be so immensely drunk if I went to Germany.
Only during Oktoberfest.
Oh no, you can drink beer year round.
Well, I know that.
I'm excited because when our seasons get started, that's about the time my pumpkin beer comes back out.
Heck yeah.
So I'll be drinking that during a lot of episodes. I wonder if I can take it into the our surprise at the end of the show. Probably not. Anyways, Heidelberg is the oldest higher educational institution in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So it was founded by Rupert I and chartered by Pope Urban VI in 1386.
Wow.
It is a old place.
Yes.
So its geological / paleontological institute houses the Heidelberg jaw. It's a fossil jawbone that's roughly they're thinking it's around 500,000 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and they found it in the vicinity of the college around 1907.
Can you imagine if there are ghosts associated with objects and artifacts and also even bones left behind? Can you imagine the ghosts that are attached to fossils?
You're gonna do a ghost hunt on a T-Rex?
What kind of ghosts are around at Heidelberg University?
I mean, if you have a Jeep and Ian Malcolm, I mean, I guess you'd be in pretty good shape. But...
I mean, Jeff Goldblum, hey.
he can do anything.
He can do that man's a treasure. Anyway, what's going on with the hauntings at Heidelberg?
We need to get him on the show. Anyways, during the Nazi era, many professors from Heidelberg University were sent to the concentration camps, and it has been claimed that within their old classrooms, the chalkboards erase themselves and are often covered in mysterious words.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of words, I wonder?
Mysterious.
No shit. All right.
So many of the women were also brought to the university's medical center to be sterilized as a part of the Nazi eugenics movement.
Which we in the United States predate, actually.
Okay.
The Nazis got the idea of eugenics from us.
Okay. Well, it didn't work for us, so why should it work for them? And why would you want it to? Nope. Anyways, to this day, students claim they can still hear women crying and screaming in those classrooms.
God.
Yeah. It's not the best story. I never told you it'd be great, but it's.
I could give you, honestly, Brandon, the other colleges I picked, I could give you a run for your money on that one. But
and then
continue.
This next part, Betsy needs to cover her ears, as do you.
Oh, Betsy. Oh.
Because there are also claims that the smell of burning continues to linger in the air at the sites where the banned books were burnt before the start of the Second World War. And she dropped the mic and she's gone.
Yeah, there's that.
Take that, authors.
Okay. I almost wish I had found when you say institutes of learning, I was also wondering maybe I should have found a haunted library, make everybody happy. But no, I did not do that. I hate to do this, guys, but Brandon did some pretty nasty stuff there. Oh, Betsy, I'm so sorry, honey. Don't cry. I'm right there with you. I feel your pain and suffering. Unfortunately, it's going to get a little bit worse. So we will continue with our World War II theme as we travel from Germany to Japan.
Oh, because that'll go so much better.
Yeah, you know where this is going, huh? We're off to Nagasaki University.
Drop that bomb.
And for those of you that know, here we go. So the current campus of Nagasaki University dates to 1949, but the oldest college predecessor, which ended up becoming the Nagasaki Medical College, was formed as one of the first Western-style medical institutes in 1857. So there's been a college campus there since 1857. By 1923, the Nagasaki Medical College was fully established along with a hospital. But on August 9th, 1945, the United States dropped the second atomic bomb on Nagasaki. The school and the hospital were located 500 to 700 meters away from the bomb's hypocenter.
Ooh. Ooh.
Over 800 professors, students, and medical personnel were killed. And the building, of course, was heavily damaged in the process. So today, on the current Nagasaki University campus, staff and students report seeing apparitions, hearing screams, and smelling burnt flesh on the campus. Sorry, guys.
So it makes me curious.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm going to probably go dark here, but that's okay.
I already just went there, so go on.
So is there any of those burnt shadows on campus?
I don't know if there are any in the actual buildings because there was a lot of heavy damage.
Well, yeah, for 500 to 700 meters away. I mean, the thing practically fell on top of them.
Mm-hmm. So maybe, but I don't know how many of those buildings are still original.
Yeah, because they would have had to. I can't imagine most of it would be standing. It was like vaporized at that point.
Guys, I mean, I know how traumatizing this story is, but it is such. Nagasaki gets overshadowed a lot by Hiroshima because that was the first location of the atomic bomb drop. But Nagasaki has a powerful story of its own. So if anyone is curious, I mean, ghosts aside, pick up this book called Nagasaki. It is very hard reading. It's very rough to get through, but it's really amazing to hear some of the stories of these survivors. So, yeah, that was a hard one to get through, but for some reason, I felt like this had to be shared.
Oh yeah, it's fair to them.
Yeah, and yeah. Well,
on that lovely note, let's bring it back to the States.
Okay, I mean, how bad is this one?
Well, it's not as bad.
Okay.
This is El Paso High School in El Paso, Texas.
Okay. All right.
Yeehaw.
Oh God.
I did. I still do remember. I can't remember what movie it was, and I know it was a comedy, and I don't remember what one it was. But they're talking about when you go into Texas and you can sing the song for Texas, and they all clap and deep in the heart of Texas. I've always wanted to do that.
I dare you. If you ever go to Texas, I dare you. I want video.
Oh, I'd do it just to do it. I wouldn't even have to be dared. I'd do it.
So if I remember correctly, our good friend Chad Wandell lives in Texas, right?
Do you know how many times I had to fight myself from singing that song while he was on the show?
I wondered why you looked like you were breaking out into a sweat on camera. I wondered about that.
Or I was probably sick. That season I was sick a lot.
You were. Oh.
Oh, Boomer Sooner.
No.
Anyways.
Gail, you're not late to the party. Oh, we're in rare form.
I like the Oklahoma musical. There you go. Exactly.
That's about as much as I know because
that's all everybody knows. Anyways, back to Texas. So this school, El Paso High School, has a reputation for all kinds of paranormal activity.
Okay.
Sometimes people find hallways filled with mists and unexplainable goo drips from the ceilings. And my dog randomly barks in the middle of the night.
I think your dog got triggered by goo references.
Somebody's getting into my cookies. No.
Oh, God.
But there was even the discovery of hidden classrooms beneath the building.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Maybe one of those classrooms is where one unidentified girl studied because she wasn't seen until she showed up in the graduating class of 1985's yearbook photo.
Oh, I think I've seen this picture. Go on. Explain
Yes.
this.
So you can find this photo all over the internet.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the show notes.
So everyone in the photo claims that the girl in white, because we all know ghosts wear white, but was not actually present when the picture was shot. So some of the people even said that they felt like sweaty palms and chills and stuff during the photo shoot.
Huh.
So to this day, no one has been able to identify her. So the tricky part about it is so the ghost does not appear in the photo negative either. So the picture was taken a couple years before Photoshop was even developed, so she wasn't
likely
put in
photoshopped in. Okay.
Right. And I don't remember what Photoshop's predecessor was. What, Microsoft Paint?
Any of your high-tech friends might know that.
Getting down and clicking the pixels.
Oh, God.
But yeah,
that would drive me insane.
So this predates Photoshop. She's not in the negative. She is in the actual photo. Go online, do a search for El Paso High School 1985 yearbook photo. You'll see her in the picture. It's not hard to miss her in the photo. Trust me. I think she's in the second or third row, a little off center to the right. You don't miss her, but she's super hard to see because her face is kind of blurry.
Weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. But anyway, so this class photo actually they put it in a trophy case at the school.
Really?
Hoping that just in case someone recognizes her one of these days, because 85, so 38 years ago, and they haven't found anybody that knew her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe. Anyways, hopefully one of these days they'll find somebody that knows her. In the meantime, there are many more unknown entities who are actually big fans of El Paso High School.
Okay.
So some alumni and faculty said they've seen hundreds of ghosts actually holding pep rallies in the middle of the night.
Wait, really?
Yes. What? Hundreds of ghosts holding pep rallies.
Do people actually hear this?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They had to come back to the school at night because they forgot something. They had to do something, and they could hear the cheers of hundreds of people in the basketball arena or in the stadium or whatever you call it.
I cannot believe. Wow.
And they go in there, and there's nobody there.
That's wild, Brandon.
And
so I've heard of mass numbers of ghosts kind of doing a battle, like on like a residual image, but I've never heard of hundreds of ghosts gathering together for a high school pep rally.
I would have loved to have seen what their pep rallies were like if they could imprint that hard of an image into the world that it can remake pep rallies.
That is, wow. Okay.
So on top of that, they've also been back at night and have heard basketball games going on in the auditorium. Like you can hear the whistles and the cheers and the dribbling. And when they open the doors to the auditorium, it's empty.
That's weird.
Right.
I want to go back to this hidden classrooms that they found. That sounds really intriguing to me. It sounds to me like, so we had the high school with the one that you talked about earlier, that they found the grave of this
Nightmute College
in Nightmute,
or
Alaska.
high school. Nightmute.
Yeah,
High School.
the high school in Alaska. We had also this area, if you go behind, the auditorium where things are still kind of decaying and old and dark at Central High School. And now we hear about these hidden classrooms in Texas. This is so cool.
And so now all the places I looked for information on this high school, it doesn't talk like they mention it like I did, but they don't go into detail. So I don't know if it was they had a lower level at one point and they bricked over it or floored over it and closed off the lower level, or if there's technically being Texas, they could have been storm shelters that they closed off.
Oh, that's a possibility.
And they think that they thought that their classrooms due to size, because I mean you're going to need bigger spaces underground for all the students.
Could it be possible if going back with the classroom scenario? Could it be possible that El Paso High School was built over an older school?
Maybe they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about.
No,
you don't say.
No. Yeah, they don't give any recollection to it that I could find. So if somebody can find out what the rooms are in the bottom of El Paso High School that were hidden, hook me up. I want to know.
I would love to know too. And try and any of our friends that are based in Texas, if you've heard of this, that would point us in the right direction of good, reliable sources. That would be great.
If you can do that, I will send you a special gift. It'll be a picture of me going, "Good job,"
wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah. If I had money, you could have this.
And drinking a pumpkin beer or something.
And drinking a pumpkin beer. That's right.
Okay.
Get that little.
So Gail actually just raised an interesting question. Could it be possible that the quote unquote hidden rooms are actually Pueblo rooms from the indigenous people?
Oh, could be.
It's a good thought. I mean,
of course Gail would know. Gail knows everything.
Gail's awesome. You're awesome, Gail. We love you. And we love Tina too, if she's able to come on. Hi, Tina. Anyway. All right. Well, I am going back abroad again because, well, that's just my thing. I decided to just stay international today. And fun fact, me and my family are off to Germany in November.
I know, and you're making me do the shows without you.
Just one.
Do we have a guest on that night?
I'll have to look.
Maybe we'll pre-record it.
Maybe. Or I could try it. I could tune in. I could.
We'll figure it out.
It's Germany.
You're in Germany. Enjoy your vacation. Let's talk about your next place.
So not Germany. Not Germany this time. It's actually Singapore. Please excuse my mispronunciation, folks, but I think it's pronounced the Bukit Timah Central Region in Singapore, and it's home to the Hwa Chong Institution. So just so you know, Singapore is known for being a haunted hotspot. It really is. There's all these cultures that have just meshed together over the years. Everything from native Singapore culture to Chinese, Dutch, French, English. You've got everything looped in here. So Singapore has actually at least 20 haunted schools, and Hwa Chong Institution is apparently the most notorious. So Hwa Chong results from the 2005 merger of the Chinese High School, which was established in 1919, and the Hwa Chong Junior College, which was established in 1974. So some people actually believe that the school was built in the shape of a tombstone, and that's why it's so haunted. If you folks see, I'll put a link in the show notes of the picture. You guys tell me what you think. So one experience is that the statues located around the campus are said to come to life. If you walk behind the statue of the 1919 founder, whose name is Tom Ka-Ki, it will turn around and ask you for the time.
That's awesome.
Now, another statue, which was of Li Kongqian, who was Tan Ka-ki's son-in-law and the chairman of the school from 1934 to 1955, his statue, apparently his eyes glow in the dark. And so it scared so many people that the statue's eyes had to be covered.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
And also, speaking of walking around the campus at night, it's not advised that you do that. The school is actually, it's a secondary school, by the way. So it is, but the campus is surrounded by these tall trees. And it's actually said you shouldn't walk near those trees at night and don't shine a flashlight up there because you may see the apparitions of bodies hanging from the trees who were said to be those murdered and hung by Japanese forces during the Second World War.
Jeez.
Pretty wild. Pretty
we need
wild
to get
stuff.
somebody on our show from Singapore.
I want to get somebody on our show. I mean, we had our good friend Sapphire Sandalo on, whose family is from the Philippines. I think it would be so cool to get people. Malaysia has some pretty cool stuff. Hong Kong has some stories. There's so much. And also the culture. So at this time of year, little side note, because I actually used to live in Taiwan. I lived there for 6 years. So usually what we think of as July or August, and sometimes in early September, that's what they call Ghost Month. So this is the month where it is said that the gates to the underworld open and the spirits walk the earth. Which school? The school in Singapore, Gail. It is called Hwa Chong Institution. HWACHONG. And it's located in Singapore. But anyway, so when the ghosts are out walking the earth, that means that you have to show respect to your past ancestors.
I have a guest host tonight, apparently. What are you doing?
Little one.
All right, go back to bed. Love you, kiddo.
Bye, Batty. It's the tender side of Brandon, guys.
I told you this season's going to be full of surprises.
I'm sure it is. Anyway, but yeah, so Ghost Month. So if you ever look at pictures of Taiwan during this time of year, you will see actually shrines set up with you have to put out food, fake money, burn incense, and things like that, because sometimes you may have ghosts that don't have anybody to tend to their resting places. So they're walking around hungry.
So it's kind of like in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Like El Dia de los Muertos, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Japan has the Obon Festival. Very similar. Are you okay?
Goodness. The Bomb Festival?
Obon.
Oh, I thought you said the bomb. I was like,
apologize
what?
to all listeners that are Japanese. I do apologize for my co-host's ignorance.
Yeah, I'm American. They already think I'm ignorant. So,
I mean, I'm American too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm cute and cuddly.
Anyway,
so yeah, really fascinating. One of these days I'll have to tell you more about that stuff. But in any case, how's it going with us?
We got one more to go.
And this is the one.
This is the one. And I was hoping I would have seen Tina Fleury's name pop up in our chat, so I knew she was there, because this one I'm pointing directly at her when we talk about it.
Uh-oh. So Gail, we're basically using you as the proxy Tina.
So our next one we have here is the Farrar Elementary School in Farrar, Iowa.
Whoop.
So, sitting abandoned for 5 years, Jim and Nancy Oliver purchased the building in 2006. Mm-hmm. It quickly became apparent that they were not alone. Voices, shadow people, and orbs were all common in there. Nancy became unsteady at one point on the stairs, and she felt a hand on her shoulder help her catch her balance. She turned to thank her husband for it, and nobody was there. So there's just dark, distinct outlines of a small boy was sighted on a well-lit stairway that descended into the gymnasium. It's a super cool staircase, by the way. It like comes down from the main floor and splits and goes on two sides.
Oh, I love that architecture.
Yeah. The boy appeared to be about 3'6" tall, with 1 foot on each step and a hand holding onto the handrail. They said that the figure stayed motionless for almost 2 seconds before disappearing. Wow. So this is a 17,000 square foot schoolhouse, and it looks out of place in the small town of Farrar, especially considering the population is no more than 30 people and has been shrinking more and more every year. The only part
I heard
of
something about that.
Yeah, the only part of the population that's growing in this town is the 150-year-old cemetery that's directly across the street.
Ooh, okay.
So it's built on 6 acres, and its old walls are starting to crumble. So over the decades, employees and students have reported hearing voices, slamming doors, sightings of unnatural figures all walking in the halls. Adults and children have passed on and returned to relive their experiences, both good and bad, in this old school. Now, when I investigated this one, we actually had a rolly desk chair, like I'm sitting in, an office chair that we had sitting outside of our. When we went, it was like 90 some degrees in there because obviously they have one room in there that's air conditioned, and that's kind of like your main point of contact.
Disembodied voices,
right? But so
it's a DVP.
right. So we had this rolly chair outside of the air conditioning room, and we had the door shut, obviously, so we could keep it cool. And we went out of the air conditioning room and went down to I think we went upstairs, actually, to the second floor. We came back downstairs, and the chair went from being in front of near the door to the other end of the hallway.
Ooh.
So like,
and nobody else was around.
No, there was 4 of us in the building at that time, and all 4 of us were upstairs.
Wow.
So that's only one of the things. We had all sorts of stuff. This is the place that I went to where on the EVP or on the spirit box, it kept telling me specifically to go into this one classroom.
Oh, yeah.
And I walked into the classroom, and it says Brandon was here on the wall.
I remember you telling me, wow, yeah,
and it was circled. So
what do you make of that? I don't know what to make of that.
It's a true story. I mean,
I know it's a true story.
I was here.
I know that. I know that. It's just when it gets that personal.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're in the field for a long time, you'll have lots of things. And I mean, it's one of those deals where you get that little bit of a chill up the back of your neck, and you're like, ooh, because I had one where I had been to another place where I was with a different team, and they said on the spirit box, I was just outside of the room, and on their spirit box in there, it said, "We want to talk to the tall guy." And one of the guys that was in there said, "Whoa, what guy are you talking about?" And they go, "The tall one, Brandon Marsh." And they're like, "Okay, we'll go get him." So
that's weird.
Yeah. So, but the school is absolutely amazing. It's for what it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. So many teams have been there. Everybody there's boards up on the walls in the air conditioning room for you to leave your business card, so you can kind of see who all's been there. One thing I do ask the teams that go there, don't be stupid. There's a lot of, when we went there's a lot of like old like metal shelving and stuff sitting around, and people are writing stupid stuff in the dirt and dust on them. Great. And so I spent about a half an hour while I was there going through and wiping them all off. And And
Show some respect to the space.
everybody's writing stuff all over the chalkboards in all the rooms. And it's like, guys, be respectful of these places. But experiences in there, amazing. Tons of activity. It was even cooler because while we were there, a really severe thunderstorm rolled through. So we had the lightning and the thunder and making everything go haywire. And it was great. But here's the part, and this is why I was saying Tina needed to hear about this. This school is actually for sale right now. I want to say I could be wrong, but like 260,000, I believe, for it right now.
Wow.
And you get all of the acreage. So it's
all of that.
It's not just the building. You get all
the 6 acres of the farmland.
Plus the 17,000 square foot schoolhouse.
Gail just said, "Shut up." I'm like,
so what better way to enjoy all the haunts that this amazing school has to offer than by purchasing it? And if you purchase it, you can have me come and visit you whenever you like.
Me too.
Because I definitely will be back as long as somebody buys it that is open to it. They actually have it listed out that this is a great Airbnb potential place.
How?
I don't know, but if you're interested in buying it, Angelia Henson at angeliahenson.realty@gmail.com. Shoot her a message. She'll shoot you up all the information so that way you can come and buy a haunted school in Iowa. So
so Gail, pass that along to Tina. We'll put the link up in the show notes too. Oh my God. Well, I'm sorry. No offense, buying any haunted property is not on my list of to-do items right now, but I do have a big to-do list of all sorts of things that are coming up this year, not just for my family, but also
for us
with Brandon.
So October 7th, ladies and gentlemen, mark this on your calendars. October 7th, 2023. You all need to be in Rock Island, Illinois. I don't care where in the country you live. I don't care where in the world you live. You need to be in Rock Island, Illinois for the Haunted Rock Island YMCA Paracon.
Absolutely. This is an amazing haunted location, and all the proceeds from the event will help keep this location open for years to come for teams to visit, investigate, and get to know all the amazing spirits that call this place home. So the Rock Island, Haunted Rock Island YMCA Paracon will have more than 60 vendors, that's 60, and a little bit of everything to whet that paranormal palate.
Yeah, we're talking.
It's exciting.
It is. It's, you have teams, you have people that create the equipment, you have Reiki healing, you have mediums, you have tarot cards, everything you could think of for the paranormal field, they will have it at this Paracon. And to make it even better,
tell them
both Whitney and myself will be there live and in person.
The universe will implode.
Together.
Yes.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh my God.
But to make it even better, you people that are going to this Paracon can sit in on an episode of the Para-Unity podcast with Whitney and myself as we host a live episode of the show live at the Paracon. So,
awesome.
Recap.
Okay.
We will be live together with you and the ghosts and the living talking about aliens. Is your mouth watering yet? It should be. And you should be there. You need to go. So you can be there with us together.
Okay. Brandon. That don't do it again. That's enough. I think they got the idea.
Okay, fine. We'll just see you all there.
This is so exciting. Brandon, as you all know, Brandon and I have known each other for 3 years now, and this is the first time we are going to be together in the same room, physically, in person. Yes.
We are going to blow your minds, and we will have dongle aliens on our heads.
I am not wearing those. I'm not wearing those alien things.
I saw them at the store the other day, and I was.
I'm not wearing that on my head.
They light up.
I'm not wearing it.
Okay.
I have a stand. Also, in addition,
tinfoil hats.
Maybe I might go with that. But the cool thing also about the Paracon too is we're also going to have a table there. We'll have T-shirts, we'll have bookmarks, and I'll be selling copies of my books.
Yes.
Yes.
Get them autographed by the amazing author. I will autograph them.
Yes.
I will stand there and just pretend like I know stuff.
That's a normal. In other words, it'll be this experience. I am so excited. This is just great. What a year, guys. What a year. This will be my first Paracon out of Virginia.
So remember, October 7th, 2023, Haunted Rock Island YMCA Paracon. It's on Facebook.
Rock Island, Illinois.
Rock Island, Illinois. Go on Facebook, Haunted Rock Island YMCA. Pull it up. Check it out. Be there. Come give us some love.
We can't wait to meet everybody. We can't wait to meet everybody that's going to be there. Not just Parafamily, but also fellow vendors, guests that'll be. We can't wait. So come on by, guys.
I've already heard rumor
that what have you heard?
People, guests we've had on the show previously, Paranormal Exposures is in a table right beside us.
Oh, I really Cat.
And
Heidi, will you be there too?
I don't know if Heidi's coming. I know Kat's coming. But
I can't wait to be
right by us as well is Rebecca Williamson from the Cambry House.
Oh, this is someone that I have not met yet, so I'm excited.
Parafamily has. She's been on the show as well.
Awesome. Sweet. So many friends, new friends.
All right. Well, my dear, it is that time of the evening.
Is it really? So, guys, I hope you enjoyed stomaching your way through just us. I promise we will have a guest next time, and I know who it is. And
or will we?
Oh, no, we will. Oh, we will. We worked hard on. Oh, my God. But then again, Brandon does raise a good point. The world is so weird. You never know what will happen. Penny, thank you for being with us. Thank you to the chat. And thanks again to all of you for tuning in on our inaugural episode of season 6. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please remember to take that second, because it is just a second, to give us 5 stars or to leave us a review. And we really appreciate those because they help us get the word out about the show. And we want to hear your feedback to continue making the show better.
That's right, Whitney. And if you are an Android listener, you can follow us on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, or Google Podcasts, so you never miss an episode. The other thing you can do is just simply say, Alexa, play the Para-Unity podcast. And she will do so. Got to start it off slow this season. Remember, if you like the show, tell a friend. If you want to be a guest on the show, or if you just want more Para-Unity, join us on our Facebook or Instagram pages. Or if you want to help support the show, stop by our website and buy us a coffee. But my name is Brandon.
And I'm Whitney, and you have been listening to the best place to bring our Para family a little closer together, the Para-Unity podcast. Good night, everyone. See y'all next time.